So good morning to everybody. My name is Nieves. I'm coming from Spain, from the educational group San Valero. We are an educational group, and we are covering from vocational training till university. We have the first and the unique university in our region in Spain, and we are 1,000 workers, all devoted to education. So our experience in LIFE program comes from 1995, when we have the first LIFE project approved. Since then, we have been involved in different projects, not only in LIFE program. But it seems that we have lack by submitting the projects. Two of our projects were recognized with the Best LIFE Environment Award, and one of them with the Best of the Best. Because of that, I imagine they decided to invite us in order to explain our experience. I introduce you just to know why we are here today, I think. So, this is our procedure, okay? When we start to think about submitting the proposal, we always give response to the following questions. What is the problem we want to solve? Why? Which partners should be involved in the proposal? How much we will spend? How much money do we need to develop the project, the idea? And when? So, the last two questions are really easy. But the first ones are very more difficult, I mean. If you manage to elaborate only a blank page giving a response to these questions, then you will have the project. Then you should develop the other parts. But we always proceed in that way, okay? So now we are going to interrelate these questions with the different issues we are going to deal now. They give us some directions, and I will try to introduce you how we introduce these questions in the different parts. So, when we are going to define the environmental problem, we respond or we question what and why we want to make or to elaborate this proposal, this problem. For the project objectives and expected results, what and how we are going to solve the problem. And where we are thinking which partners should be involved in the project, and as well, which stakeholders will be our target group. We respond which partners and which target audience and which project partners. Important. Stakeholders and target audience for us involves as well partners of the project. Stakeholders sometimes, many times, are partners of our projects. So, something obvious, but the first thing is to have the idea. It's true, you don't wake up one day and say, okay, I have this idea. No, maybe you are having the impression, or the idea is coming to you, and you are talking with people in different workshops, like today, or different live days, when we are attending Madrid workshops, and you start to talk with the people. I would like to do something in this direction or that. The second thing is to be sure that your idea does not exist, or if the idea does exist, that the idea brings something additional, something new. So, you should check over the database of LIFE if something similar has been approved. Similar, and then if you identify that, what is different in relation to the existing projects that have been approved already. And the third thing is to be sure that the project, that the idea match with the LIFE program and not with other programs. Because the first thing the evaluators will check is if the project is accurate, if the idea is accurate to the LIFE program or to other initiatives, European initiatives. How to detect the problem? We are going to give response what and how. So normally the problem does exist because you belong to certain ambit. In our case, we belong to the educational ambit. So the problem comes because of we are belonging to that ambit. But if you are working in agriculture or with water, the specific problem of the sector comes along. You don't need to make more things. The problem is clear. As an example, we submitted a LIFE project, LIFE Connect, which was for e-vehicles, because for us it was a tool for making education, but as well because it was a tool for reducing CO2 emissions, which was one of the main objectives of that proposal. And as well because we are an educational group and our objective is awareness raising as well to young people, to our students. The second way of detecting a problem is making a perspective of the European regulation, new directives, new proposals, regulations, white papers, green papers. We cannot forget that LIFE program comes to help the country members to implement environment policy. So, in our case, as an example as well, we're submitting the domotic project. The idea was very simple. It was implementation of domotic devices. We were visiting the project as well, implementing home automation domotic devices and demonstrating that these devices were able to avoid CO2 emissions in a great way. And we support the idea with the directive, with this directive and another things, but that was in that moment the most accurate. And then we support with other directives, with other papers published by the European Journal, and as well at regional, at national level. The other way of detecting the problem, it's because of the membership to networks. An example is today, or could be today, different ongoing projects where you are participating. In the case of the Life Green project, we were a partner. We were not aware of the possibilities of using TIC in educational buildings and public buildings as well. One partner who was participating in the domotic project, the other project I was mentioned, invite us, tell us, we have this idea, we have been thinking in demonstrating that inaccurate use of technologies of information and communication can manage a lot of CO2 emissions and combating climate change. So, because of the membership in different ongoing projects, we submitted this project that was really successful. And by chance, as well by casualty, you can find or identify the problem. For example, the last project we have been managing, it was on Santiago's ways, San Jacob's waves. We use Santiago's way for combating climate change, because on the way there wasn't the environmental conception, at least in Spain. That was our detection. In my case, I made the way one summer and I identified in Spain that nobody, or almost not too many people, were aware of the importance of environmental issues. Neither the owners of the lodging houses. It was really horrible. So I was thinking in that when I'm coming back to TV office, I was commenting that with my colleagues, and I said, we can submit a project in this way. And they say, what you are talking about? A lake project over the Santiago's way? I said, yes, why not? So it was 3 times, we submitted the project 3 times, that's true. First time, second time, and third time it was approved, because we were improving the idea with the remarks made by the evaluators. So that was if you want to see the results, you can see the results of the information, technical documentation, final video over the homepage. It's yesterday it was uploaded to the homepage, the final video, but the technical documentation you can obtain, download it if you wish. Another example, in the last call for proposal, we submitted a project on the Internet of Things, which is one of the things. So, cross finger, maybe, and another project, it is on Li-Fi technology. Why we detect the problem? I had no idea of the existence of this technology, but one partner of the Live Green TIC project called me and told me, do you want to participate in this project? Because I have identified that and that. And okay. We were making a perspective with the people, and we decided to submit a project. And the IoT project, because it is on the call for proposals as well, but it was many people interested in participating, and every partner was bringing the ideas and the different perspectives made prior to the submission, and then we decided, okay, it has the enough maturity for submitting the project. And that's all, because I think, yeah. These are obvious things. The convenience of defining the problem, justifying the need. The environmental problem at a European level, as you know. And it's necessary, don't forget that evaluators are foreign people, that have all are around Europe, and the problem cannot be seen in the same way than you. So it's necessary to present the problem from different points of view, thinking on the different point of view of the evaluators, thinking in terms of nationality, but as well on the kind of institution you are. We are an educational group, and we present always the things from different points of view, the idea. And that, for instance, climate consequences, what's a problem in North Europe is different than in South Europe. We have a big problem because of the scarcity in Spain, as you know. But in North Europe, the problem is the contrary. They have too much more water. And that's all for this thing.
Thank you.